don't have much time. I got about 8 minutes. All right, this is Sports for Real with Coach Hall. Running a little bit late here, so it's going to be a short live. Last night, saw the Clippers knock off the Nuggets. The Nuggets pretty much had control of the game, and then they just kind of like blew it in the end. So the Clippers have stolen home court advantage from the Nuggets. So they're going to take it up in a couple of days, and the series are going to be tied 1 apiece, just like the Knicks got knocked off yesterday by the Pistons. So they always say that the NBA playoffs or any kind of playoffs, they don't start until the road team wins a game. Well, you had 2 road teams win last night, so there's going to be some pretty interesting series moving forward. But basketball is not the only sport that's in playoff season right now. High school baseball all around the nation should be. I know here in Florida, they started this new thing with the regional playoffs. Before it was one and done, but now you got a best 2 out of 3 format for the regionals, and that's going to make for some interesting pairings this week as some teams that might have got by with the first game, now you got to have a deep enough pitching staff to get by a regional tournament. Now, I'm not sure about the rest of the tournament, but I know the finals is also going to be a playoff, so that's going to make things interesting. But what I wanted to talk about real quick, are sports simply for the enjoyment of the athlete, or should the athlete be playing to win? I asked that question because of this. I got a baseball team. We played our districts last week, and we've been having a tough season. I don't have the pitching staff, or didn't have the pitching staff, that I need to be effectively able to compete on a consistent basis. Well, we got into a situation. Chris, how you doing, man? I'm all right. How you? I don't have much time, so I'm trying to get through this real quick. We were in a situation where we had a chance to knock off somebody to get ourselves in position to make it through to the playoffs. We got down to the top of the bottom of the 7th, where we were up by 3 runs. All we need is 3 outs, and we got a major victory. Now, let me stop right there. Let me go back and fill you in a little bit. I use the DH. I use the DH as a way to get fringe players involved in the game some kind of way. And it's also building toward the future, because if you got a little taste of being in the game, then you'd be less likely to have to go through the same thing in another season. You're already ahead of that particular point. Also, I have a couple of guys with jobs, and you don't never know when they're going to be able to show up. But in this particular case, one of the guys that had a job, hadn't seen him in a couple of days, seen him in a couple of games because for whatever reason, he had to work. He couldn't get off. Fine, no problem. But all of a sudden he shows up. It kind of solved the problem for me defensively, but he doesn't have a great bat, and I needed bats. So what I did, I let him play defense, but I DH'd that position. Once he found that out, he almost had a complete meltdown. The attitude went continuously worse as the game got to its climax. Now, back to the ending. We're up by 3 runs, getting ready to pull off a major upset, but this player has deteriorated to the point where he doesn't want to even go on the field anymore because he hadn't hit in the game. Now, mind you, we're having a tough season. You're more concerned about you getting up to the plate to hit, or are you more concerned to win? Clearly, this athlete wanted to hit more than win. So, am I wrong for thinking that this kid is not somebody that I want to really be invested in moving forward? Because he exhibited to me that he's only concerned about himself getting up to the plate so he can say, hey, I got up to the bat to hit. Don't matter that we lost, but I got up to hit. Or should I go after the kid and say, well, look, I know I didn't hit today, but I want to help the team win. We're up by 3. All we need is 3 outs. I'm going to be gung-ho. Let's go out here and get these 3 outs. which athlete deserves to be on the field at that moment? The guy that just wants to hit for the pure pleasure of the game, or somebody that's trying to win, man? All right, Lillian Harriman, how you doing? Fireline Leon. No, ain't no damn Jerry Stackhouse. JC, how you doing, man? These people are funny, man. I'm just describing real quick what I went through last week with district baseball tournament. I had a kid that was playing second base. It doesn't matter who it is. I'm not going to identify the kid. But I DH'd his position and let somebody else hit in that spot. And he didn't like it. And as the game went on, his attitude got progressively worse to the point where you basically had to try to force him out on the field to get him to play, to get over his meltdown and not hitting in the game. So he's more concerned about getting an at-bat than winning the game. I didn't realize that kid was like that, and I'm greatly disappointed. I just want to know what you guys think. Is it really for the enjoyment of the game, or should I just, are we really trying to win? I mean, I don't think I would be confronted with a situation like that. If my generation, there was no question what we were trying to do. We were trying to win. Yeah, I might not have got a hit this time, but I've been hitting all year long, and it wasn't a problem when I was DHing somebody else. Now, when it's your position, you got a problem with it? I got a problem with that, man. Ice Cube, what's up? Not Ice Cube, man. So the question is there a place for enjoyment in sports? I think there is a place for enjoyment, but I think you can celebrate as a team after you've overcome some obstacles. And we were clearly in a position where we were facing obstacles all year long. Now we had a chance to pull it out, and then we get this reaction from one of the players. I'm greatly disappointed. And this is the kind of thing that chases older coaches out of the game, because clearly we know what it's about. And why don't these kids know that? And I think if you look at the NBA and some of the ways that they operate and sit out certain games and don't seem to put much effort into some of their games. Take the Memphis Grizzlies the other day, got beat by 51 points in the first round, a first game of the playoffs. I mean, are you really a playoff team, or are you just happy to be there? And maybe the Grizzlies are just playing for the enjoyment, but they are getting paid to go out there and perform. And to perform like they did the other day is a disgrace to the sport. And I think when younger players see that, it's a trickle-down effect. And that's just something I hope just goes away. But I've been meaning to tell you this brief story. I just want to know what you guys think about it. I don't really have time to go into debate about it. But if you would, drop a comment about what you think sports should be. Should it be for the enjoyment of the sport, or is it simply to win the game? Me, I want to try to have some fun while I'm winning the game, but purely I want to win the game. That way I have more opportunities to play, especially in elimination time like it was last week. I'm going to do my best, and we're going to try to get to the next game. And hopefully, if I didn't hit this game, I'm going to do better next game. Even if I did hit, I might have struck out 3 times. I'm not striking out 3 times the next game. I'm going to move forward. So just a quick thought about what's taking place in with some of my teams I coach. But anyway, I got to get to work. The horn already sounded on me, so I got to go ahead and sign in. And if there's some breaking news, I'll come back on later on. If not, I'll be back on in the morning in a more timely fashion. But I appreciate you stopping in. Hope you hit the like and subscribe button. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Until next time, this is Sports for Real. I got to go to work, so I'm out. Check the poll votes real quick. 71% says it's better to, well, it doesn't say it's better. There is a place for enjoyment in sports. I agree, just to a certain extent. All right. Have a great day. I'm out.